Alrighty, let's connect it up, guys. Here we're coming at you August 7th, 2022 for our live stream, 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock East Coast time. We'll be talking about the Walking Dead Universe Preview Special that airs tonight on AMC from 9 to 10. I checked my local listings on AMC. It's 9 to 10 here. So like I said, make sure you watch when you can, if it's on Monday where you're at, if it's on AMC Plus when you're going to watch it. So we'll be there talking about a bunch of things that we think could possibly be shown in the episode, or the preview special. We'll talk about Isle of the Dead and a little bit of Fear the Walking Dead stuff, and that's really much it. There's not really much else going on. Still no news about the Daryl show. I know he was last seen in Disneyland, France, and some fans got pictures with him. He was there with Diane Kruger. So, we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully they'll start filming soon. The Rick and Michonne show, hopefully that'll start filming soon. And, what else we got going on? Fear the Walking Dead, Savannah, Georgia, be there. Still no news about filming. If they haven't started filming now, what are they waiting for? I have no idea, because it seems like pretty late in the game to start filming for a show that I'm guessing is going to come out in February next year. We have no idea when Fear the Walking Dead Season 8 is going to be on television, but that's just crazy to think that there's going to be 8 seasons of that show. And, you guys know how I feel about Fear the Walking Dead. But the Walking Dead Universe Preview Special tonight, August 7th, 2022. Spoiler warning for all things Walking Dead if you're watching on the replay. We'll be there to talk about a couple of different things. And, so we'll talk about the preview special, who's going to be on it. I know the people, like, every week there's a different thing about Rick. Like, I heard that Rick's going to be on this preview special. I heard Rick's going to be on this show. I heard Rick's going to be on the final season of The Walking Dead. I heard Rick's going to be here. I heard he's in Los Angeles. He's coming to Georgia. He's going to be on the preview special. He's going to be here. We just don't know until we see him in the Rick Grimes gear, looking like Rick Grimes that we know and love. We'll have to see what happens, because I don't know. It's crazy to think that next year we're probably going to get Rick and Michonne back together again at some point. Michael Singer, I just finished the second season of The Boys. Couldn't believe Gus showed up. Yes, Giancarlo Esposito is in The Boys. And it's always cool, like, for certain, like, Walking Dead, like, or Gus, like, he uses Gus from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. That actor will always be Gus. That actor will always be Rick Grimes or Michonne or whatever to a lot of people. Like, there's so many people that watch, like, an old episode of Law & Order, or this movie or that movie, and they're like, I can't believe Abraham was in it, or I can't believe Daryl's in it. Like, it's not Norman Reedus or Sarah Wayne Callies. It's like Lori was in Prison Break, and it's like that's what they go by, the character on the show, not the actor somewhat, too. So, Ethan, Q&A, do you think they'll announce another new spinoff on this preview? I hope not, because we have enough. We have more than enough spinoffs, right? So, if you think about it, the preview special will hopefully talk about The Walking Dead Season 11, Part 3, Tales of the Walking Dead, Isle of the Dead, The Daryl Show, and The Rick and Michonne Show. That's 5 different topics, and Fear the Walking Dead, 6 different topics. So that's crazy. 6 things, that's more than enough to talk about in an hour. I hope they don't just cover so much of Tales of the Walking Dead, and then a little bit of Walking Dead, and then a really small amount of the previews of the spin-off shows. So, I mean, we don't need any more spin-offs right now. We got more than enough on our plate for 2022 and 2023, I think. In my opinion, we're covered for Walking Dead stuff for the end of this year, starting next week. And then the following year, we got a couple shows as well. Maybe they even pick up Tales of the Walking Dead Season 2. But I would assume they're going to wait and see how the ratings are, how many viewers there are, whatever the feedback is for the show, to see if there's going to be Tales of the Walking Dead Season 2. If they're going to change the format, if they're going to mix things up, if they're going to do stuff, I don't know. But Tales of the Walking Dead can be an awesome show. It can fill in the gaps. It can explore different aspects of stuff we want to know. Like, how about Winnie? How about Morales? How about the governor? How about Oceanside? How about whoever? How about yeah? How about no? How about this? How about that? Like, there's so many avenues they could go. And here we get 6 standalone episodes with there as well. So let me see. There was another question. Ethan answered that. No, we're good. So yeah, on tonight's episode of the preview special, we're gonna have Scott Gimple. We're gonna have Terry Crews, Jillian Bell, Anthony Edwards, Michael Satrazemis, and then Chris Hardwick. So Chris Hardwick's just hosting, and there's no talk of a new guest or a mystery person or a mystery guest or anything. So I do think that they should talk about Tales of the Walking Dead for like at least 20 of the 40. I don't even know how long it's actually going to be. It's from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. If you throw an hour-long time slot, you're probably going to get 40-some minutes. You're probably going to get around 20 minutes of commercials. So if you got 40 minutes, I would assume 20 of that is going to be Tales of the Walking Dead. And if the guests are Terry Crews, Jillian Bell, Anthony Edwards, Michael Satrazemis, and then Gimple is connected with all things Walking Dead. So majority of the guests are for Tales of the Walking Dead, so they'll talk about it. And I would assume it's taped already, and it's just something that, it's going to feel like Talking Dead, I'm guessing, in the set, and we'll see, and it'd be good to see. It's always good to see Talking Dead, to see where it stands. So, hey, Masked Ninja. So I'm excited to see this show. I hope it's awesome. I hope it's great. I hope it sets up things of the Walking Dead universe, stuff we haven't really seen. Channing Powell has really hinted at different stuff that we could possibly see. Didn't really give too much away. So we'll have to see. Will we see Terminus? Bumblebee Brown? So thank you. Hello. So it's a cool thing to think about, just where we're going to see tonight, and I'm excited. How about you guys? You're going to watch it tonight. So the big thing about the Walking Dead universe is that it's going strong, because I'm excited for the Walking Dead universe to continue, but in a way that's rewarding still, right? Like, so if the Walking Dead universe continues on and it just feels like they're just going through the motions, they're not really doing anything great, exciting, stuff that draws us in, it's a waste of time, right? I hope they don't do that, and I don't think they will. But you never know when they have to fill the gaps in the streaming services and all that stuff too. And I do like the castings of a lot of the actors that are going to be in, or a lot of the characters that will be in, Tales of the Walking Dead. Samantha Morton is coming back to play Alpha, which is good. Could be interesting and exciting to see, where that goes. But we already know where that's going. We know where it's been, or we know how it ends more than anything. So this is the story there as well. So if you're The Walking Dead, the last I've heard, and the last pictures I've seen online, is that Denai Garcia, who plays Luciana, is taking all these pictures around Savannah, or at least I think it's Savannah. And so she's there. We don't see any other cast or crew or anybody else there as well. I think that it's definitely something that one of those things makes sense that Fear the Walking Dead should have already started filming, but there's no. I think there was an extras casting thing for that, so I don't know if that's already been fulfilled or not, if it was coming up. But I know they were talking about that in July or August. But the one thing we do know is that Isle of the Dead has been filming now for a while. It's been filming for a couple weeks, and it's cool to see filming. It's cool to see different filming of Negan, Maggie, and some new different people that are going to be on the show. The talk about the finale of The Walking Dead is that it's going to be a conclusion of the story of The Walking Dead, which is great. But we all know it's going to set up stuff. We all know, is Daryl going to leave at the end? Is Maggie and Negan, are they going to leave at the end? Or we're just going to pick up there. A lot of people are thinking that there's going to be a time jump. Like, nothing's confirmed at all that I've seen, unless people know inside information. A lot of people have theories that Isle of the Dead is going to be a time jump in so many years after The Walking Dead ends, which it could be. And I don't really know why they would do it, why they wouldn't do it, but I just don't know what's going to happen with those shows besides Maggie and Negan are working together for some reason. They've been filming in New Jersey. Is that where it's going to actually take place? It's Isle of the Dead in Manhattan. So are they just going to be around New Jersey for a couple episodes and then actually go to New York? Or are they calling it New York and actually filming in New Jersey? with CGI and just different effects that they think it's New York. So we'll have to see. Masked Ninja, who do you think could play as Major General Beal? My preferred choice is Dominic Purcell. I have no idea because Major General Beal, for those who don't know, some people might not even know who Major General Beal is. It's the unknown guy who's running things with the CRM, which stands for the Civic Republic Military. We haven't had a picture of him. We haven't had a notion of him. We don't know what he looks like, if he's young, if he's old, we don't know anything. So it's hard to picture. Will we see Major General Beal ever in the Walking Dead universe? Or he's just going to be one of those characters that's a plot hole or whatever that doesn't make sense because he's just been mentioned in stuff in the paper and that's it, and then we don't see. I don't know. There's just no way to tell what his deal is. I don't know the way so I don't know what the person would look like too. It just doesn't make sense to me to think about it at all. And again, that's a minor character, and maybe that's a setup for future Walking Dead shows or spin-offs or collaborations or whatever you want to call it. But I'm good. I don't really care too much about that, So I was thinking about it just as I'm coming up with stuff for videos and stuff to talk about here. Tales of the Walking Dead is the third spin-off of The Walking Dead. Is the third time a charm? Will it actually be rewarding and exciting and a good thing to watch? Or will it just be filler like the other two shows, I believe? Because Fear the Walking Dead was a clean slate. It could have done anything they wanted in the world of the Walking Dead universe. And I've already said time and time again, they dropped the ball in the first couple seasons. They didn't want to be a part of the Walking Dead universe, and then it wasn't really working out. So then they brought over Morgan, and they brought twisted showrunners, and they did this, and they did that. And they did a lot of different things. Some good, some bad, some debatable. What did they decide to do? Did it help the show? Did it hurt the show? I don't know. But ultimately, it's one of those things where I can't believe we're getting 8 seasons of it, right? It's just crazy to think. Then we get World Beyond, which actually connected things in a decent way because CRM is been in every show so far. It's the story of the Bennetts and the campus colony and Nebraska, and it was kind of cool. Now, I would rather watch 8 seasons of World Beyond than 8 seasons of Fear the Walking Dead, but we only got 2 seasons of World Beyond. And that, whether we like it or not, that's all we're getting. And that's just the way it's going to be. I hope the World Beyond characters show up in the Rick and Michonne show. It would make sense because if Rick was taken by the CRM, Jadis kind of mentioned him. And it's really annoying when Morgan can't even say Rick's name on Fear the Walking Dead. Jadis can't even say Rick's name on World Beyond. We're just supposed to pick up A's and B's and this and that. We still don't even know what A's and B's actually are, even though A's are test subjects. We've seen that on World Beyond. So they answer some questions there much better in 2 seasons on World Beyond than Fear the Walking Dead has done at all. All that has ever done is ask more questions. They have never answered anything. Like, you brought Morgan and stuff over, and you had John Dory and June, and, you had some characters and some cool things, and CRM minimally connected with Althea. But overall, it just didn't really do anything great. Like, it was just like, what? And yeah, take season 3, season 6. They're good seasons. But that's 2 out of 7 seasons so far. That just feels like filler to me. Now, the Walking Dead universe is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's trying to rival Marvel and the Marvel Cinematic Universe, in my opinion, there too. So I do like the idea of the universe staying around, but only if it's done right. Like, I don't need the Walking Dead universe in my life if it's just going to be a waste of time. Like, I have other stuff to do and things to worry about that are more meaningful to me if The Walking Dead is a waste of time. So, like, I'm watching Better Call Saul, 2 episodes left. Animal Kingdom, couple episodes left. Watched the movie Prey last night on Hulu. It was a good addition to the Predator story. I think it's one of the better Predator movies since the first movie. The first Predator movie, in my opinion, is amazing. Nothing is going to beat that ever with Arnold. And just the story is just great. And then, the action, it's just done really well. And then the second one with Danny Glover in the city, and it was just kind of like, what's going on here? and then Predators with Adrian Brody, and this one and that one, and The Predator now with, a bunch of people and stuff. And it just feels like it's jumping all around and it's trying to do there. This was actually it was really good to see the story from a different angle, 300 years ago. And it was kind of cool to see, the Native Americans, the Comanche, I believe, are who in it. And I don't want to give too much away, but it's definitely worth watching. And I know some people are like, I can't believe this happened or that happened. There's no way that would happen, right? So it's just one of those things where I liked it a lot too. So Lindsay says, I love the second Predator. I haven't seen it in a while. Maybe it's better than I thought. I do like the idea of the Predator in a city. They should probably redo it and just have it better graphics, better story, better whatever. But there's certain things now that I'm thinking about it, it's okay, but it's just not as good as the first one in my opinion. And Alien versus Predator or Alien versus Predator Requiem and stuff, and you're like, those are just laughable too. So I don't know. But after all, guys, there's a bunch of other stuff going around for, the Walking Dead universe and just entertainment in general. Like, I forget who said it in a live stream or in a comment. It's a great time to be alive. Like, it really is. There are so many entertainment options that are amazing, right? Like, I don't know if you guys watch Disney Plus, but I watched a thing on there about Industrial Light and Magic, ILM. And those guys and girls are awesome. They've done Star Wars and Jurassic Park and all these different movies. And it's amazing where they've come from stop motion and different, effects, practical effects, visual effects, and now it's all digital stuff on there. It's amazing, and it's great 6-part documentary on Disney Plus. And Jonathan Wilder, what if Daryl chose to be Negan? That would really hurt the... First of all, so you're going to say the question Daryl chose to be Negan when Daryl was a prisoner? If I was Daryl, I just would have played the game and be like, yeah, I'm Negan. Great, I'm Negan. Whatever. To make my life easier and then do what I had to do and then escape and just leave. So it's not like you're branded Negan the rest of your life. Like, oh, okay, we're going to do this. Just do what you got to do to survive. It's a zombie apocalypse, man. You got to do stuff like that too. But Daryl being... Like, that's parts of Season 7 that are just ridiculous, laughable, terrible. And again, Season 7 to me is the worst season of The Walking Dead. And it's probably going to be because Season 11 so far is better. So seasons... Like, I'm probably never going to go back and watch Season 7 because it's just so frustrating to watch. Like, I may watch 701... and 716 and certain episodes of it, but overall it's just not good. Like, it's just done in a way that the writing was laughable, the decisions they made, I don't know if it was budget, time, energy, effort, story, whatever, it just didn't make sense too. So I don't know there too. And I talked about it last live stream that Resident Evil on Netflix, it's worth a watch because it's a zombie apocalypse stuff and it's a story, but it really shouldn't be called Resident Evil in my opinion at all, because to me Resident Evil is the mansion or Raccoon City or just different aspects of that. Like, it's just done in a way like not really connected with it. But I was talking to a patient of mine the other day. He was watching Netflix when I came into his apartment, and I think he was watching like Supernatural, and I was like, oh yeah, and he had a couple things. We were talking about The Walking Dead and talking about different things, and we talked about Resident Evil. It's where he's like, he watched the first 2 episodes. I was like, yeah, it's better. You should give it a try and you should give it a watch for entertainment value. It's something to watch too. So, I don't know with the Weskers, and I don't want to give too much away in it. So definitely check it out. It's worth watching. To me, it was not that great. So Chase says, nah, season 8 is the weakest, then season 7. Season 7 and season 8 are definitely there as like the 2 worst seasons. Like, I don't know. Season 2 had its moments of being bad. So, like, 7, 8, and 2 are, like, the bottom 11 for me. And then where do you go? Like, is it season 9 or is it season this? It's just hard to say after that. Like, I know the bottom ones to me are 7, 8, and 2 in any of those orders. But that's probably that order. It's probably 7, 8, and 2. Maybe 7, 2, 8. I don't know. I don't know. So, but it's good. One of those things I've learned. And I was thinking about it, too, that a lot of things are ending. Like in a couple weeks, Better Call Saul will be done. Like in 2 weeks, actually. That'll be done. Animal Kingdom is over in a couple weeks. Walking Dead season 11 is ending later this year. And I'm like, wow, like a lot of things have come and gone over the time frame for just I've been on a YouTuber. And what do you guys think about that? Like The Walking Dead to me will always be a part of my life. It'll always be, a thing that changed my life and, made me become the YouTuber I am today and start my own book series and all that. So how did The Walking Dead, really change your life? I've always wanted to know. Let me know in the chat or in the comments below. So the big thing about a meaningful TV show, and there's only been so many meaningful TV shows to me, Walking Dead included. Walking Dead is one of them, Sopranos, Seinfeld, Breaking Bad, just certain shows that are memorable, that'll always be memorable from too. So Noobster asks, have you watched the show From? Oh my God, it's amazing. It's by the people who did the show Lost. No, I don't know what the show From is, Noobster. Where do you watch that at? Is it a streaming service or TV or where is it at? And it's really called From? Question mark? No, or is it just From? I like different shows too. Like I'm a person, like I'm not that old, but I've been watching TV now for, I don't know, a long time. And it's Epics. So From on Epics. So it's definitely something that I'm excited to have different shows and different things that I like to watch. Like how many times have you watched the show where you get to see, Noobster says, yes, I watch it on Prime. So Prime. Okay, cool. I'll have to check it out. From. So I like different TV shows. Like you get to see all the different, or even movies where you get to see this plot and that plot, and it's all the different things that get to have things that change your life. And, I remember watching, I went to my wife's parents' house for dinner when we were dating, and my then just, I guess now father-in-law, he told me about The Walking Dead, and I never watched it because I was in PT school. I graduated in 2009. In 2010, I started really taking off my career, and when The Walking Dead really came out, I didn't have television. I didn't have AMC, and he watched this TV show, and he was talking about it, and the opening scene where Rick shoots Teddy Bear Girl, and he's like, I watched it and I knew this was going to be good. And I think shows really need to have that big opening moment to draw you in. You got to have that moment to draw you in, and then you got to have the rest of the story to keep you there. Because, if it's a slow burn at the beginning, probably going to lose interest. There's enough other options to watch that I'm just probably not going to do it myself, and a lot of people are in the same way too. Rob K says, Dawn of the Dead 2006 got me interested in zombies. The Walking Dead made me a diehard zombie fan. That's true. I agree. Dawn of the Dead was good. I love, like, that kind of encompasses the idea of a zombie story, right? Like, you could be minding your own business. You're in your house, normal day, and then your neighborhood just falls apart. You get in a car, try to escape, try to get away. Everything around you is falling apart. Like I've always said that I've always thought the zombie apocalypse would be different for everybody, especially the start of it. Where are you when it starts in your area is a very important, crucial part of a story. Like when I started my story, Fight For Us, I thought of it as my main character and characters are going to be on vacation in the middle kind of nowhere. But what if someone was going to work, working at the mall, working at a hospital, called in sick that day, whatever, right? Like you could have had all these things. It makes you wonder about it too. It makes you wonder about that from time to time. Like when big tragedies happen, people that were supposed to be in a building that had, whatever happened to it. It makes you wonder about that too. Like, wow, you're like, I should value every day because of that. And it makes you think about it too in a fictional way, but concepts carry over. Art imitates life, and life imitates art, vice versa. So, The Walking Dead has been a way that it's a fictional thing. It's a zombie apocalypse. Like we don't have to worry about zombies right now, at least, right? So we don't need to worry about that stuff. It's fictional. Zombies don't make sense. But a virus takes over and people are reanimated. They come back. as walkers. They don't call them zombies in the zombie apocalypse. I don't know why, but it's just kind of one of those things where you can have fast zombies, slow zombies. There's difference. There's fiction. It's fictional, so you can have everyone's immune, everyone's sick. Some people are immune. The cure angle, the not cure angle. Like, how many shows and movies have there been of the zombie apocalypse? A good amount. Comic books and TV shows and movies and video games. Resident Evil, Last of Us. Just everything under the sun. They're different. World War Z are fast zombies versus slow zombies, and I'm a fan of slow zombies and stuff. Like, it's already hard enough to worry about that. Then you have, fast. If it's, and then I was talking to somebody about I Am Legend, and are those zombies? Are they vampires? Are they whatever? Like, but either they're fast moving creatures, and I guess zombies are vampires because they don't want to be in the daylight, kind of a thing. I don't know too. So. And then the zombies are fast. Do they evolve? Do they not? And we're getting into the lore of The Walking Dead, who has the fast zombies in it. Now, or I guess not the fast zombies. The smart zombies are going to open doors and hop fences and hop walls and be able to think, I guess, better. And it takes us back to the first season when zombies were picking up stuff and climbing fences and just doing different things. And it's definitely something where you're like, okay, that's cool. I could see that. I've seen people see a different, people online say a different thing all the time. Like, there's people that love something, hate something. The same thing can be like, let's just use The Walking Dead. Some people love it. Some people hate it. Some people think it's stupid. Some people jump the shark. Some people couldn't get into it. Some people think it's stupid that it's been done this way and that way. They don't like what's happened certain seasons. It's just, people say a lot of different crazy things online, but, it's just, people are just people. It's how they do it. Jonathan Wilder, Q&A, what if we saw a zombie show or movie from a zombie point of view? Well, I guess they kind of did when that movie where the kid gets bit and is a zombie, or I guess he's just a zombie, and then it's like a romantic comedy of a zombie story where he comes back to life, where he actually becomes back to a human, I guess. I don't know. Warm Bodies, yeah, that was the movie. But I don't know if that would make sense, because I think Frank Darabont wanted to do a story or an episode of The Tank Walker, where he was the military guy fighting walkers, got bit, went into the tank, became a walker, and then we would see the story a little bit there too. But until I guess he met Rick. I don't know. Or I guess the story would be he's a soldier, he gets bit, goes into the tank, gets killed by Rick, and that's the episode. And we never saw that. Would you want to see that too? I personally don't care that much about the walkers too much. Like, we don't need to wear, like, to me, I don't really care about the walkers they were people and their story and where they come from. No, there's like millions and millions of them. Let's care about the people that are actually trying to stay alive. A walker is someone that died, came back, reanimated, and just walks around aimlessly. Do you think they have a self-conscious? Or, are they worrying about things? Or like, man, I haven't eaten in 26 days. And then the other thing is, like, how are there so many walkers left if we're going to be having time jump? And it's like, there's a bunch of walkers in the city. There's a bunch of walkers here. Alpha's Horde over there, over here. Like, there's just so many there too. It just seems like eventually it's got to run out. And if Tales of the Walking Dead, if it's true, and we have a 35-year time jump episode, are walkers still going to be a problem? Should they still be a problem? I don't think so. I would think they would still be around somewhat, but not nearly as many. The Walking Dead comic ends with a time jump. Some people are running the Commonwealth, some people died, some people stay alive, and the story basically ends with Carl killing a walker that's coming towards his house. He's with Sophia, and they have a daughter, and they're basically trying to survive on their own, and Carl gets in trouble because he kills a walker for some reason, which is nonsense. Goes to the Commonwealth. There's Judge Michonne, who rules against, with Carl. What did he do? Is it a offense? What there too? And so the walkers really aren't a problem anymore. I don't know too. And then ultimately, walkers would start decaying and falling apart. Their bones, their joints, their cartilage, their muscles, their just body would just deteriorate. So then they turn from runners to walkers to crawlers to dust. Like, I don't know. Like, what is it, right? I don't know. So either way, it's just a fun thing to talk about and discuss. And again, it's fictional. It's not real life. It's not a documentary. It's not something that's like, wow, that's something that can actually happen on there too. But I don't know about you guys, but I feel like everybody needs to wrap up their stories. The Walking Dead really needs to come together, have our reunions, whether it's Rick and Michonne and Judith and RJ and Daryl and Carol and Maggie and Negan and Morgan. I kind of want to see Negan and Maggie help Rick, and Rick hates it that Negan is helping him. I want to see that. And we were robbed that on the show because Rick was on the show, blew up the bridge, was flown away by CRM, and then Negan got out of jail. So we were robbed the Rick and Negan story that happens in the comic, and it's something that I think needs to happen. More, Rick needs to see Judith and meet RJ and all that good stuff and be reunited with Morgan and all that. It needs to happen too. But besides all those things that we all can agree we think should happen, I think that I want to see that kind of, next up, besides all the stuff that we want to see the reunions. Masked Ninja, do you think the future of The Walking Dead is about the cure or rescuing Rick Grimes? Rescuing Rick Grimes. So Robert Kirkman on the One Walker Stalker cruise that he was on talked about the cure and the this and the that. And I'm pretty sure it was a long time ago now, several years ago. And I think Robert Kirkman talked about the cure angle, and he doesn't want to do that. And the cure angle is something that it's a way out. Right? It's the ending. Oh, everyone, here's a cure, guys. Everything is saved. Or is it? Dun, dun, dun. And it's just, I don't think they want to do that. Because The Walking Dead was supposed to be the zombie apocalypse show that never ends. And it's going to end. Everything must come to an end. Right? That's a great way of thinking about it. The zombie apocalypse story that never ends. And I like that. And that's kind of how I'm writing my story as well. The idea of having these characters go through trials and tribulations, ups and downs, experiences, good and bad, experience loss and gains and good moments and bad moments is what it's all about. But at the end of the day, zombie apocalypse stories are usually everyone lives, everyone dies, they get to an island, the military shows up, there's a cure, there's like World War Z, there was kind of a cure for that. Rob K, would Judith even recognize Rick when she meets Rick? Well, that's why Rick and Michonne are going to come back. She's definitely going to recognize Michonne, and that's why I would assume Rick and Michonne are going to be vital for each other to reunite. Jonathan Wilder, Q&A, did you see a promo of Rosita struggling to survive? I first thoughts, hell no. Well, it's in the trailer, so I don't really get into that stuff. That's like big things, but yeah, I mean, if you know this channel and you know kind of what's covered that, we'll see if the word is true about stuff that we saw in the trailer, that we saw from potential filming in Noonan and a couple spots in Georgia that people got some good video and pictures and stuff, and Daryl carrying someone that's wounded, and they put a lot of that stuff right in the trailer. So we'll have to see how it plays out, and I'm not too worried about are the spoilers going to come true or not. We're going to watch the final 8 episodes, and we'll see what happens. But I would assume we're going to lose some people, and there was somebody that wasn't at the Walking Dead Comic-Con panel that was supposed to be there. We don't know why that person wasn't there. But I think it could have something to do with that too. With season 11, part 3. But at the end of the day, guys, The Walking Dead is the show that binds us, and it is a thing that makes sense. And it's coming to an end. And I know there's a lot of talk, and people... I'm actually ready for it to end. Not talking about Ezekiel, Jeannie. There was another person that was supposed to be there. Kari Payton had COVID. That's why he was not there. There was another person that was supposed to be on the panel that was not. But... at the end of the day, if The Walking Dead wraps up in a poor way and it doesn't do anything, that would be kind of what is the thought. Masked Ninja, how would Shane handle Lance Hornsby? He would probably be a hothead, and he would probably get in trouble, probably get arrested, and probably get in trouble. And be in prison at the Commonwealth. Or kicked out of the Commonwealth, too. I don't know, what do? Do they actually have a jail? Do they put a holding cell? Do they kick you out of the Commonwealth? What actually happens? And I do, I'll stand by. I think the Walking Dead universe wants to copy the Marvel Cinematic Universe and just Marvel in general. And Marvel has a What If episodes, What If TV show. And I do think that we need that or something similar to happen like that on The Walking Dead with a What If scenario. What if Shane took out Rick? Or what if so-and-so survived? Or what if this person actually, it'd be pretty cool. You could do six episodes, like a lot of people like to do. And and it would be pretty cool. 6 episodes could be, what if Shane survived? What if the governor, didn't attack the prison? Or, what it could be a bunch of, what if Carl survived? What if Glenn never rescued Rick? There's a lot of things as well. Man, there's a lot of Beal questions here. Negan 1 Q&A, what if Rick is General Beal? He doesn't remember his past. Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that. I think the whole thing with Major General Beal is, did somebody make a video or something online about the Major General Beal stuff on here? There's a lot of questions on it as well. But Negan 1, Beal is Rick's brother? I don't think there's going to be a major connection with Major General Beal and Rick. I just don't see it. I just don't see anything that's going to bind anything that way. Major General Beal is a no-name character. It's just a character on the World Beyond. We don't even know. This person has no bearing on anything. And also, Rick has no bearing on the World Beyond whatsoever. Rick is a Walking Dead character, not a World Beyond character, not a Fear the Walking Dead character. So we are connecting the shows, and a lot of people are saying, what if Fear the Walking Dead shows up? And what if Padre shows up? And what if this happens and that happens? I just don't think it's going to happen. If they already had connections in the past, in previous seasons, and not Morgan going to the show and being a character on Fear the Walking Dead, or Dwight going there and Sherry going there, they just joined the cast there. They didn't bring anything from The Walking Dead besides themselves. So the stories have been there. And then it's going to be Morgan versus Strand and Teddy versus this and that. It just doesn't really happen. Yeah, John, I don't really care about wrestling, and I'm probably not going to watch wrestling at all for the rest of the year, and it just doesn't make sense to really do anything. I watch the bigger moments like WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, or SummerSlam, but other than that, I really don't really follow it at all. Yeah. So, Major General Beal, I don't know why this person is being brought up again, but really has no bearing. They didn't even show the person on World Beyond, where that was the show to do it, right? The bigger thing is what are going to be the characters that cross over to the spinoffs? Will we see other characters in the Maggie and Negan show? Who's Daryl going to run into? Is Daryl going to actually see somebody that makes sense? A lot of people are like, Daryl's going to run into Rick's brother, Jeff Grimes. And you're like, when has that ever been said on the show? That's a one-off comic that was made to sell one issue for it. Has no bearing on the show, what's on the Walking Dead show whatsoever. But it could happen. But what do you think, guys? Who do you think Daryl should run into on his show? How would it make sense, right? Please let me know in the comments and the chat below. But if Daryl was to run into somebody, who's going to be in Europe? We know it's filming in Europe. We already know Rick and Michonne are going to have their own show. Do you bring them to the Daryl show? You know, the way it's going, the Daryl show could be the weakest of all these shows. Because one, if Daryl's by himself and he's going to run into other people and other stuff, how does it make sense in the Walking Dead universe? We have to see and how, if it will make sense at all. But the Walking Dead universe makes sense if it makes sense, right? Like the Maggie and Negan show makes sense if they're in Ohio or Virginia and they go to New York, New Jersey for part of the story. Like Herschel was kidnapped. But who took Herschel? And why would they go to New York? Did they take Annie? Is the girl in all the pictures Negan's daughter? Or is she connected with Herschel? Or I don't know. I don't know any of these questions. We just don't know. But it could work. Rick and Michonne, that definitely can work because Michonne went away, Rick went away. They both come together. That could work for sure. Tales of the Walking Dead, 6 standalone episodes. It's just going to be its own thing. The Daryl show seems like an outlier, right? It just seems like everybody's in the United States and then Daryl goes to Europe. I don't know, right? Like, it just doesn't make sense. But again, we will have to wait and see, and that's something to look forward to. It's something to talk about. And it's good. It's good to talk about and discuss and to talk about different theories and speculation and what do you guys think, because it's kind of cool to see where stuff is going. And I do like the idea of the Walking Dead universe expanding in a way that's rewarding for fans. Now, if it expands and it takes away from the story, it's going to be frustrating, annoying to watch. Like, I don't know if I told you guys, but my wife and I, we were watching Roseanne on Peacock. We watched, they're usually like 20-minute long episodes with commercials or whatever, but it's fine. And we were going back and watching an episode a night, and we watched all, 9, 10 seasons of it. The last season of that show is terrible. Before, it's like Roseanne and Dan and Jackie and Darlene and all these different characters, DJ and everything coming together, and they have ups and downs and problems, and they try to connect with what was going on at the time. And then the last season, Roseanne hits the lottery, and her and Jackie are living large. And then Dan goes away because John Goodman was most likely filming a movie. I don't know if it was Big Lebowski or what, but he was filming something. So he was barely in it. And it just doesn't fit at all. And the way they end it is really poor. And then they start Roseanne again recently. And then they just kind of do away with all the stuff that was done that last season. They're like, yep, that didn't happen. Don't worry. But Darlene's still there, and Becky's there, and DJ, and everybody. It's just everybody's still there, too. But that last season was just terrible, the way they ended it. And luckily they restarted, and then what happened with Twitter and stuff and whatever, and then they killed Roseanne off. Denounced the Connors. Which is crazy to think that Roseanne is such a vital part of the show. And I love Roseanne. She seems like a no-nonsense regular person. And it just was a different kind of show and a different part of the world and different time and different political stature and just different thing with Twitter and all the social media stuff. And that usually just gets people in trouble, Joey the Gator, what do you think they'll talk about tonight? More of The Walking Dead or Tales of the Walking Dead? And do you think we'll get a sneak peek of Maggie and Negan show? I would think we'll get some pictures of the Maggie and Negan show. I don't think we'll get a sneak peek of it. We'll probably get sneak peeks of Tales of the Walking Dead, even though more of them have started to come out. We saw one with Jillian Bell. We'll probably see that same one tonight with her by the mini mart, and she has a shotgun, and she's just trying to get a radio or keys or something like that to a vehicle. And it's at the start of the zombie apocalypse, I believe, is what their episode is. And then we saw one with, I think the actress's name is like Poppy Lou or Poppy Leo. I don't know how to say her name. but she's killing walkers, and then she falls down in the woods, and there's little sneak peeks like that. So we'll probably see a couple sneak peeks. They'll talk about Tales of the Walking Dead, obviously, because you have one of the producers and then 3 of the cast on it, which I'm excited to see what Anthony Edwards says. And I know it's got a lot of people talking about 35 years in the future. But to be honest, who cares? Because it's not going to be 35 years in the future unless we have our characters being 35 years older, you know, which would make some of these characters really old, by the way. It doesn't make any sense. Who cares about what 35 years in the future looks like if it doesn't connect with where we're at now? Like, these are supposed to be standalone episodes. So it's just crazy to think that, we'll see how it goes. But I think we'll get some maybe images of Maggie and Negan. At best, that. Hopefully we'll get news about, like I said, it's probably going to be about 40 minutes of the episode. There, people answer questions. You know, you can send in questions. But I don't think they're going to give anything away. I mean, they never really do, except when they have. So they did 2 things on Talking Dead that I know of that I can remember. They said who was going to be the crossover person. It was Morgan. And they revealed that Madison was coming back on Talking Dead. But what can they reveal now? Like, nothing. They can just talk about a spin-off stuff. And I'm hoping that they do Tales of the Walking Dead for the 6 weeks, do its own thing, and then... No, Tales of the Walking Dead airs next week on the 14th. Deathstroke... Is it for today, Tales of the Walking Dead episode 1? No, that's the 14th. Tales of the Walking Dead is a week away. Joey the Gator, did you catch the second sneak peek of Tales? That girl's hand is like Aaron's weapon hand. I watched it briefly, and she has like something on her hand. I don't know if it's just like a weapon that's, you know, taped to her hand, or it's her actually hand, like if she got her hand bit or something. I don't know. It would happen so fast, and I have to go back and watch it. But I think she has both hands personally, but we'll see. Jeannie says last season Roseanne was revealed in the finale. Yeah, she was writing the story of her, the story of Roseanne. She goes into her house. She sits on the sofa, and the house is empty. Dan died of a heart attack and all this stuff. But then it's nonsense because when they pick up Roseanne so many years later, Dan is still alive and all these characters are still alive. So the ending is just stupid. It's dumb. And it was like, I never watched Dallas, but it's like the guy is in the shower and it was all a bad dream or something, is what people say, is how that, it's like, come on. For the longest time, they were like, Rick's going to wake up and it's going to be a bad dream. He's going to be in the hospital. And then Kirkman's like, no, that's not going to happen. We're not going to do that. No, it's not going to happen. We're not going to do that. And then Rick and Michonne have their own show and this and that. So it's really not going to happen on The Walking Dead. But will he show up? A lot of people are hoping so. And a lot of people are going to tell you that they're going to happen. It's going to happen on the final part of the season 11. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. But again, we have to manage our expectations and what we hope to occur versus what will occur. And I think a post-credit scene is actually the most logical thing for it. Jonathan Water, what if Morgan show up and... Yeah, I mean, again, your new thing is, what could happen on the Maggie and Negan show? Morgan doesn't... That makes no sense because Fear the Walking Dead is so many years behind where it's at. Like, Fear the Walking Dead, it makes no sense whatsoever in the Walking Dead universe because it's so many years behind. It's in the middle of nowhere. It was in Texas for so long. It just doesn't make sense. So, yeah, I don't think Maggie and Negan need anybody to show up in their show. Negan can carry a show by himself, right? Or no? Then you have Maggie, which is good. Nay Foss, Michonne and Rick is actually happening? Yeah, that's definitely happening. 2023. They'll be coming out next year. 6 episodes. So, yeah, guys, it's crazy to think like that. Like Nay Faust just asked, Michonne and Rick is actually happening? Yeah, man. People got to watch my channel more than if they want legit Walking Dead news because, yeah, that's been happening now for a couple weeks. That was at Comic-Con that it was released. And we made several videos about it. And it's just crazy to think that people still don't know, like, good, legit information. I don't know. It's one of those things where a lot of people, maybe people just aren't paying attention right now because it's the summer and Walking Dead is a fall show. So when we get closer and closer to it, more and more people will get back into the swing of it. You know, because a lot of people stop caring about The Walking Dead when the show goes off. And I get it. I understand. It makes sense. And then when it gets closer, people get back to it. So, yeah, definitely get on this channel for the good information, too. Joey the Gator, how many seasons do you think Fear will last for? I have no idea. Because if season 8 is not amazing, if it does not connect a lot of things, if it does not do major steps in all areas, all realms, story, writing, connections, drama, whatever it is, all of them, all the above, it needs to take a giant leap forward. It needs to just stop. It just needs to quit. Like, do they really think they're going to get 11 seasons of Fear the Walking Dead like The Walking Dead was? Is that their goal? Because we don't need any more reboots. We don't need any more BS. We don't need any more extra stuff. We need people. You got to cut that cast down. Get rid of a lot of characters on Fear the Walking Dead. That a lot of the characters contribute nothing. They're just there getting a nice paycheck. Like, it's ridiculous. And you know a lot of the characters. Maybe you like the characters. Maybe you don't. I don't know. But ultimately, it's like, come on. The character, you need cut out half of the people and get to the main story and have it connect in a way that makes sense, too. Right? So, I don't know. I mean, I would think we'll have like 8 or 9. And it should end. But I think they want that show to fill in the Walking Dead void. And it's just not. Like, it's just a waste of time. Like, season 7 was so bad, but season 6 was good. Like, season 6 was really good. They need a big villain. If you could replicate Negan, just do that somehow. But we don't need lazy saviors like the Vultures or whatever they were. So, I don't know. They're not going to do anything great, in my opinion. Hopefully they do, but again, it's just tough to watch. The writing has just been lackluster. And it's crazy because The Walking Dead is like so good. And then you have the other spinoffs and you're like, what are you doing? Like, what is this? You're taking like all the bad things of the Walking Dead and putting it on Fear the Walking Dead and focusing on it. In my opinion, like, you know, like there are bad things in the Walking Dead, but it's not perfect. It's not a perfect show. You know, the writing, the story, the characters, whatever. They keep characters that probably should have been killed off or annoying. I don't know. It's just like, you know, like the characters that, and it's not just The Walking Dead universe, but in movies in general, like there's so many characters that are just annoying. Like how they stay alive over and over and over and over again for season after season, and then finally they get taken out, and you're like, finally. It's 2.5 seasons too long for that character. But come on. And again, I don't know what writers do, why it's done, if it's writing, budget, time, energy, effort, problems, just whatever. I don't know. There's a lot of extra stuff that happens with shows and movies. But tonight is the preview special, so hopefully we'll get something good out of this preview special. A lot of times you don't. I mean, hopefully they'll play the trailer for The Walking Dead on the commercial breaks. Hopefully they'll actually have some content that makes sense. And hopefully they just don't talk 90% Tales of the Walking Dead. Because if you have a 6-episode series that are self-contained, different stories that are bottle episodes, basically, that's just filler to me. Like, it's been going around so long that we don't need more filler. So, and The Walking Dead, not really recently in seasons 10 and 11, I believe, but previous seasons, there were bottle episodes. I don't know what season 10 there was. Take that back. Sorry. The 6 extra episodes were like all bottle, or 6 episodes. They were all bottle episodes, but that was like extra. So wasn't expecting much, even though we got that different, it was just like the one guy that was hunting Maggie and everything had nothing to do with the Reapers. Like, he looked nothing like the Reapers that we saw on the show, and you're like, what am I watching here? But they were extra episodes, and they did that and stuff, whatever, too. But when we had bottle episodes in the past, like, usually bottle episodes are never good, and it usually goes like, when you watch a show and they have like a big moment, and then it ends on a cliffhanger, and that's how the mid-season ends, or the season ends, so then you got to wait so long. Or what they do is they have the big cliffhanger, and then the next episode is an episode that has nothing to do with the cliffhanger and where it went, so it's a waste of an episode. And then the next week's episode is finally the one where they cover it, if you're lucky. But you're like, what did I watch this episode for? Like, did you draw it out to get the 16 episodes when it should have just been 15? Like, what are we doing here, right? But yeah, Negan, when the Carol episode was bad. Yeah, the Carol episode was pretty terrible with the rat and her and dog and trying to, get the rat. And it was just terrible. But then you get Here's Negan, which was good. So it was, the Here's Negan episode. So it was really like 2 episodes were good in the extra episodes. But again, they were extra. We weren't supposed to have them. And, it worked out for season 10 to be extended. So we're getting, we kind of got a season 10, a full season, and then extra episodes, and then a full season 11, and then 8 extra episodes. So we basically got 12 seasons of the show, but it's going to end with season 11 being, 24 episodes, which it could have been. And luckily we didn't have it be, season 11, part 1, part 2, and then season 12 was only one part of 8 episodes, and we had to wait for so long for them to do that. They filmed back to back to back, and they filmed a bunch of it. But I'm just grateful for what it is, and for you guys, and just the channel and everything going strong in the Walking Dead universe. And tonight starts the return of the Walking Dead universe coming back with the preview special, and then the following week, August 14th, is going to be Tales of the Walking Dead season 1, episode 1 on AMC. Season 1, Episode 2 on AMC Plus, which I believe Season 1, Episode 1 is going to be Joe's episode, which is Terry Crews and Olivia Munn. And then Season 1, Episode 2 is going to be Jillian Bell and Parker Posey's episode, Blair and Gina. And it's going to be interesting to see how the episodes take place. We'll be looking for callbacks, connections, Easter eggs, and hopefully we get some cool stuff with the Alpha episode. Do they go to Terminus? Do they not? We'll have to see actually where this show takes place. Is there a 35-year time jump? But so next week, guys, I won't be on live because I have a thing I can't get out of next Sunday. So I will not be there for a live stream, but I'll be back in 2 weeks for the live stream. So it's going to be a crazy week for me with scheduling and work and life. So I apologize for not being here next Sunday, but I will be there in 2 weeks. And hopefully, we'll have a lot to talk about because we'll have the preview special to talk about during the week. Hopefully, I can make a video here and there. And then Tales of the Walking Dead next Sunday, and that week I'll be there as well. And then the following Sunday, I'll be there. So the 21st, I'll be back for the live stream. So we'll probably be talking about Tales of the Walking Dead. Probably hopefully the first 2 episodes. By that time, I mean, who knows? It may be like the first 3 episodes. So half of the season, we might have a lot to cover in that live stream. So don't miss out. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you guys for being a part of the live stream and the channel. I enjoy talking to you guys and being a part of it, even though life has been crazier and crazier, which is good. We're doing well, and it's just been a lot going on, and with working full time and doing stuff around the house and family stuff and cat stuff and everything there too. So I'll be back next Sunday. And remember, guys, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. It's about love, support, staying positive, making memories. I'll be watching Better Call Saul tomorrow and Animal Kingdom tonight and, all this good stuff. So thank you guys for being a part of this channel. I truly appreciate it. It means the world to me. Just be safe out there. I know kids are going back to school, at least in Florida this upcoming week. If I used to go back after Labor Day, so that was in September. I don't know what they do now in New Jersey and any parts of the United States. But if you're getting back to school in the swing of things, I'm sure it's going to be bad with the family life to get back, because it's always tough summer break to, regular life with the time and the schedule. But be safe out there. I'll be back in 2 weeks. Thank you guys. Stay